Beautiful.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, there you go. The coffees and cakes have arrived, as have we, Bill. We're in Stuttgart.
Yes, we are.
For the latest monumental gift. You call it a monumental
You do
game.
keep with this is even monumentaler.
More monumental. It's pouring a rain outside. Let me tell you, we left Garmisch-Partenkirchen this morning. Glorious sunshine, and it's typically, as has been throughout the tournament, as soon as we leave the hotel, we go somewhere else, it's lashing with rain. So I feel a bit sorry for the Scotland fans that are out in the town, because it's not a place to be right now. But they're in great spirits, aren't they? From what we saw when we got off the train.
Well, we're sharing the hotel here with a lot of Tartan Army troops, and also a wedding that's on. What a day of your wedding when 100 soaking wet guys in kilts march into your reception.
Yeah, but they do. There's talking to some guys at the bar there, and they seem to be in great spirits. They're positive.
Yeah.
They're they really have the belief that Steve Clarke's boys are going to do it. And as we approach the game, I feel pretty positive myself. What do you think?
Yeah, I was doing some stuff today. Some Callum McGregor have been talking about his feelings. Whenever I listen to Callum McGregor, I always got a positive feeling. He's got a real brain about him. He understands the game. And he was talking about how it's important to keep the lid on the emotions, but that even he's been getting kind of up to boiling point after the whole Cologne experience and everything. And a bit like us, he quite enjoyed a couple of days back in Garmisch just to calm things down. But now that he's coming up here with the team, they'll be arriving here as we speak any time now. And he was really talking in terms of whatever's happened in the past in Scotland doesn't matter. Now we're here, we've given ourselves the opportunity, we don't want to let it go, and I like that kind of talk. Yeah,
you'd imagine that's what Steve Clarke was emphasising, wasn't it? That whatever's gone before, it's gone, there's nothing they can do about it, but they've got history in their hands here, 90 minutes away from being the first Scotland team to qualify for the knockout stages. It would be phenomenal.
I keep hearing, you hear people saying, "Oh, Scotland always make it hard for themselves," and we blew it. And Stevie,
that's our voice again. You're good at that voice.
Stevie Nicholls' miss and Billy Bremner's miss against Brazil, and blah 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 blah. And we always find a way to mess it up. These boys are not affected by that. We can talk about that, and punters can talk about it, but these players are. I think they have to just look forward. They have to just say, if this is about 90 minutes against Hungary, get it done, and then the world's your lobster.
Yeah, you just have to hope that they've got the energy in their legs again, don't they? Because they put so much into that game against the Swiss the other night that it's a quick turnaround, but 4 days between them. I know most of the players are used to that kind of turnaround, but you wonder, does Steve Clarke maybe make changes because of that and freshen it up? But equally, especially the midfield four, they're so important. You wonder if he'll just stick with them.
I think that little block will stay the way, but I think there'll be other changes. I think he'll also have. We know he's been taking it a lot lighter in training, learning from things that he's done in the past. So I think they come here. The legs will be rested. They've had a nice couple of days in the calm back down in Garmisch. They'll come in here to the storm, literally into the storm, and we'll hear later from Steve and I think from Andy Robertson, and I think we'll hear a very positive message.
Yeah, hopefully. What have you? We've been watching all the games. Everyone back home will have been watching the games. What have you made of it? We're kind of in a little bubble in the Scotland camp in a little town. We're out in the outskirts of Munich, and it's hard to get a grip. But I've enjoyed the games. They've been some hit and miss, but
last night
seems to be a decent tournament.
Last night Holland against France was a bit cagey. I think sometimes the second game in a group. I mean, ours wasn't. But generally the second game, England Denmark was cagey. Spain Italy was cagey. Holland France was exactly the same. For me, the exciting Turkey against Georgia was terrific. Turkey were brilliant. Spain against Croatia on the first Saturday was terrific. I think second games generally in most tournaments are when people are starting to worry a little bit about and starting to calculate what do we need, what do we not need. I think when you get to from Sunday onwards into the final games, you'll really see things start to open up.
And what do we make of England? I tipped England to go far in the competition. In fact, I actually tipped them to win it, but I've not really seen anything so far that kind of backs that theory up. They've got all the talent in the world, Bellingham, Foden, but they don't seem to be clicking right now.
Can I use a little analogy that goes with our little show we do here? We're doing this, nobody's taught us how to do this. We've set up our phone.
If you've not noticed already.
I know. If you kind of know what you're talking about a wee bit, if you've got a wee bit of insight in what's going on, a wee bit of a sense of humour, a wee bit of rapport, you can make it work. But if somebody sat us down and said, "No, boys, you need to sit up straighter, you need to wear a shirt and tie, you need to talk, you need to pronounce your T's properly, you have to start using BBC pronunciation," we'd maybe be sitting there going, oh, it wouldn't be the same. And I think that's what's happened in England. You've got your Phil Fodens and Saka and John Stones, guys that play with real freedom with their clubs, and I think Gareth Southgate has pushed them into boxes where, Phil Foden looks miserable.
He does.
Bukayo Saka, and he takes off his front three when another goal, you think they've got another goal in them. I tend to think he left Cole Palmer on the bench and brought Conor Gallagher on. He seems to be squashing down all the natural talent that he's got in the team.
Yeah, but you do still get the sense that if they click, they can do well.
They absolutely could be. They could be the best team in the tournament if they clicked. But it's whether under Gareth Southgate they're able to release themselves and click. Maybe the players themselves at some point will say, "Come on, let's." But I think his coaching of them, he and his team, his coaching just kind of pushes people down a little bit.
Yeah, and you get the impression if we flip it to Scotland that Steve Clarke's getting probably the most out of this group of players that he can possibly get. You know, he's eking absolutely every.
He certainly did on Wednesday.
Yeah,
that was tremendous on Wednesday. That's exactly what we're meant to be about. And the interesting thing I've heard Callum McGregor saying, John Carver saying, Kenny McLean said it, Angus Gunn said it, is we feel as if we've got more. That was a bridge between the Munich humiliation and coming into this last game. We wanted to give ourselves the opportunity, and that performance did that, and now they want to take it on to another level here against Hungary.
Well, we're talking to John Carver yesterday. I love John Carver. He's just such a positive kind of force, isn't he? And one of the things he was saying was that the players have pretty much been told not to pack their bags, almost get into their heads with the idea that,
I like that.
We're going back to Garmisch-Partenkirchen, we're going back to the base, don't be packing your bags, don't be lifting your passports, we're going back there. It's a great mindset, isn't it, to have that just in your mind that it's not going to go over. We're not checking out the Euros.
Even as we checked out of Garmisch this morning and we were like cuddling the reception staff around, because we have found that as our little bubble. And I'm thinking with the players as well, if you're told, right, you're playing your final game, pack your bags, get all your stuff in the bus, there's a natural feeling of, well, that's us moving somewhere else. But if you're told, whatever happens, you're coming back down here on Monday morning, there's already a picture in your head. They can see the training pitch, they can see what lies ahead. I think it's a nice bit of psychology.
Yeah, because we do desperately want to go back to Garmisch. We were sitting there last night thinking we might not be back there. We got this morning, glorious sunshine, it's just a wonderful place. And you just hope that the players have got that same feeling that they want to extend this, and I think they will. They clearly want to kind of have this going as long as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And listen, we've said before, it's one of them against Hungary, isn't it? You know, but as good as they are, they're as good as we are. If we turn up, Andy Robertson always talks about it's who turns up. You know, he's playing Liverpool against whoever they're playing against. Who turns up on the night? And if we turn up, I think we're possibly better than Hungary. Yeah,
I think we have to make a good start. Well, that was the one thing in the Switzerland game. We started really well. I think we got a couple of early corners. We got a couple of early corners. And I think we turned them right away from kick-off, you know, and I thought we need to do that again. We need to really impose ourselves.
So one of the things that's been said a lot so far in our campaign is that John McGinn hasn't been John McGinn to his full effect.
Yeah, I agree with that. But you're right though, but equally he still brings so much to the team, even if he's not playing his best. As Gordon Strachan used to always talk about being a good teammate. He makes other guys run about and play well.
He does,
and that's vital. You know, you need someone like that.
You know, against Switzerland, for instance, inside the first 2 and a bit minutes, he chased to the far side of the pitch from where we were. He closed the guy down. He won a throw in. He had no right to win. He made a run into space. Andy Robertson took the throw down the win. He won a corner. So in 2 minutes 40 seconds, whatever, against Switzerland, we won a corner. We didn't get a corner in 90 minutes against Germany. We then got a second corner. We kept him under pressure, and that set the tone for the goal that came in the 12th minute. So even though John wasn't at his best, he does that. He wins free kicks. And if you notice with the fans, he's still the name.
Yeah, 100%.
In fact, I'm listening right now to bagpipes outside playing We've Got McGinn.
That's the thing, you just wouldn't have him. You wouldn't not have him in the team.
Absolutely not.
He's still one of the first names on the team sheet. And as I say, if he's not playing great himself, then he still gets others playing. And I still think there's time for him to have a big Scotland performance at these Euros. And against Hungary might be the one.
It might be. And he said himself after the Germany game, it's about time he scored again. And Scott McTominay was the other one that needed to score. He's got his.
Yeah.
It's time for John to get his.
Yeah. Well, we've got our cakes here, as you can see. We've gone triple chocolate, I think it is this morning.
Yep.
This afternoon. Sorry. You're having this. It
was actually you've played a blinder today, Robert, because we arrived here today. There's a wedding on, so the cafe in the hotel's closed. So I went up the stairs and I broke into my own personal biscuit barrel, and I brought some Curly Willies, some caramel wafers, and some Fox's Rocky caramels, thinking I was being a good teammate, a Gordon Strachan type good teammate. Came back down, Robert's worked his magic with the hotel staff. They brought out 2 triple chocolate torts infused with a touch of raspberry and some fruit on the side, and it's very beautiful.
Yeah, as you say, there's a wedding going on behind you. You like a wedding, don't you?
I do like a wedding. I'm a serial weddener. I prefer other people's weddings, to be fair.
We'll see.
There's also a party going on here as well. There's a wedding, there's a party, it's magic.
Yeah, hopefully there's a party tomorrow. And see, we're looking forward to the game tomorrow. Hopefully the weather improves, and Steve Clark and the lads can get the result that keeps it going, that gets us back to Garmisch, them as well as us, and we can look forward to another week or 10 days in Germany, because
I'm talking nonsense.
If they say we don't want to go home, so we'll see you tomorrow.